WZR Radio starts now. You can join us in the live chat room at WZROnline.com/chat or call into the show at 518-712-3070. Now, here are your hosts, Ryan Clark and Matt Boone.
Well, hello there, ladies, and welcome to a special Wednesday edition of WZR Radio here on WZROnline.com. It is Wednesday, November 30th, 2011. I'm Ryan Clark, he's Matt Boone, and we're going to be here for the next 2 hours talking a little pro wrestling. Matty Boone.
Happy holidays, you punk-ass son of a bitch. Well, we got December coming up tomorrow, a little Christmas coming around the corner. What are we doing? Holiday spirit here tonight, Wednesday, live, baby, live.
It's December 1st tomorrow, which means it's time to pay the rent.
You had to bring that up, huh? I'm quite miserable, but I'm gonna.
Listen, dude, I fuck with you, dude, but nobody knows what I'm talking about when I do that, and then you.
Oh no, I don't care. I'm just saying it, just for my own personal. Let's make them fucking depressed as shit right at the top of the hour here.
No, I'm just saying I gotta pay the rent tomorrow. The bills are due. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to block that shit out and do a show here.
Yeah, we'll be all right. What's going on, man?
I'm sick as a dog. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice or not, but I have never been this sick in my life. I can't stand it. I'm a big baby when I'm sick. I want to just lay in bed and suck on my thumb and have people wait on me hand and foot. I don't like it one bit.
We call that.
But I'm here.
Ambulance for
a
you,
giant ambulance call needs to be made. Yeah, I don't take well to being sick. I don't get sick that often, but when I do, it's fucking vicious. So, but I'm here.
You are here, and that's a good thing. And I'm glad you're here because I got a little bone to pick with you.
Uh-oh.
Last week.
Yes.
You left me hanging for dead.
I didn't leave. My power shut off in my house, like lights, computer, everything. Just poof, went right off. And then I immediately, when it came back on, I called you on my cell because my house line wasn't working still. So I called you on the cell, and all I heard, it sounded like, you know when you call and you get a fax machine, and you get like, like, that's all I could hear. Right. And I'm yelling, Ryan, and I could hear you every once in a while, like, Boone, Boone.
Listen, I know the power went off, and that's your excuse and everything, but last week...
That's the reason, it's not an excuse.
The last words that came out of your mouth before the whole whatever you want to call it, dude, was your computer was fried, and I continued on, dude. I finished the show.
Well, there was only like 10 minutes left anyway, so it's not like, obviously I wouldn't do that. I could do 10 more minutes. It's not that hard, but yeah, I had no way to do it. I tried using my cell. I couldn't get a hold of you.
It was closer to 20 minutes, but we'll go with 10 if that's what you
want.
All
right, well. Either way, it is what it is. The power went off. I tried using my cell. I couldn't hear a fucking thing but squeaks and squeals, so I guess I'm screwed for the rest of the show.
I tried to take live phone calls, and then I was just a complete mess after you left, dude. Because I thought you were calling back, and then somebody called from Jacksonville, and I thought it was you, and we were just a mess. So I apologize. Last week, the end of that show sucked last week, and after
the first hour was pretty entertaining too, if I recall.
Well, what are you gonna do? Last week was not a good show overall, dude. It wasn't good, man.
It's good for my ego though. When I'm not on the air and then the show sucks, it's like, yeah, they kind of need me a little bit. What do we want to tell you?
Nobody
make it better. I might make it a little bit better. It's possible that when Boone's on, it's a little bit more entertaining. It's just a theory.
Nobody needs you, dude.
Nobody. All right, you hear my voice get high pitched? That's what.
What are you gonna? Anyways, we had how was Thanksgiving? I know. Well, you don't do much for Thanksgiving.
I didn't do anything for Thanksgiving. I watched the Lions get their ass beat by Green Bay.
You knew that was coming, dude. Green Bay is undefeated this season.
Yeah, but I thought, like I said, oh god.
Oh, Jesus. Listen to this.
Excuse me. I can't take a drag off a cigarette without choking and coughing right now. That's how bad my cold is. But no, I thought because it was Thanksgiving and historically that's the Lions, that's our game. I figured we had a good season. If Stafford wouldn't throw a bunch of interceptions, we could be the guys to beat them, and it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
We
Green
did all right. You know,
I
we
think-
didn't get blown out of the water or nothing.
I think Green Bay's got the Giants coming up this weekend, I believe, man. I think they're going to go undefeated. That'll be the team. Actually, I think they go all the way. I don't think they lose an entire game. I think they win the Super Bowl playoff.
Somebody will get them. Nobody ever goes undefeated. Like, it's happened, twice in history? Green Bay was one of the teams the Green Bay was the first team to do it, right? Like, years and years ago?
I believe so. Well, Green Bay won the Super Bowl just a couple years ago. Wasn't that the year that they didn't lose the game?
Was it Green Bay again? I know Green Bay historically did it early on, and I think like the Colts or the Patriots
Miami.
or somebody did it recently.
Miami.
Dolphins.
Right, yeah.
It was Miami, yeah.
So, and then the Colts, dude. The Colts haven't won a game yet.
They're still winless?
They're
The
still
Colts?
winless.
Do they have Peyton Manning?
Not yet. Well, he's out for the season.
Oh, god damn, so he makes that big of a difference.
A huge difference. And not only that, but they've got like Reggie Wayne and everybody else that's still out there as wide receivers and running back. Joseph Adai is a running back, dude. So, I mean, Peyton Manning was that whole team, you know?
Jesus. That's got to screw up a lot of people's fantasy leagues, too, you would think.
I won in fantasy this week. I had Drew Brees going Monday night, 5 touchdowns, 360 yards.
Jesus. What's your fantasy record? Rocky, stop. Go lay down.
I just made the playoffs, man. I made the with that win this past week. I made the playoffs. So we'll see what happens next week. You know.
So you might make a couple buckaroos.
I hope so, man. My other league, I pay $200 to get in, and you can win weekly. Basically, they do like a first, second, and
That's
third
a football
place.
pool, right? That's not a fantasy league.
Yeah, it's like a work pool. But you can win every week, dude. Like the first place winner on a weekly basis gets $200, and then second place gets $100, and third place gets $50.
God damn! How do they have that much money? How many people's in that pool?
Everybody pays $200 to get in, and then there's something like 25 people in the pool.
Jesus Christ, that's big business.
I haven't got first, second, or third though, so I'm down $200 in that.
All year you haven't won anything?
I haven't even got third place all year, man.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. You know,
You're not that good at picking the games. You're good at picking players, but not the games.
It's been rough, man. It's been rough. You know, some of these.
It's been a weird year for football. I get. Like, who the fuck's seen the Lions and even the Bills? They're doing better than anybody would have expected going into and the Lions too.
Not anymore. Not my Buffalo Bills screwed that up. We played the Jets on Sunday, dude, and we did one final drive. There was like a minute left on the clock. We were driving, and Stevie Johnson, our best wide receiver, drops 2 wide open passes for a touchdown. It was, dude, we should have won that game. There's no excuse why we shouldn't have won that game, but Stevie Johnson fucked it up for us.
And the Lions are doing that shit too. Like, Stafford's been doing so good. I mean, amazing all year. And now the last 3 weeks in a row, he's throwing so many goddamn interceptions. He's just screwing everything up.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It was bound to happen. The Lions are never going to be a winning team. I don't care how good their start of the season is. I mean, this is like the best start they've had in like 60 years, and they're still going to blow it.
What's his name? Obamakansu or something like that, dude. I can't pronounce it, dude, but he was suspended for a couple games, man. That's one of your main players. Crazy.
All right, well, didn't the coach, like, well, it was maybe a couple weeks ago, the coach, like, talked shit after they lost or something, or, like, refused to shake somebody's hand or something like that?
That was the battle of the two coaches after the game was over. The guy said, you shook my hand too hard, blah, 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 slapped me on the back or something like that, dude.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking pussies.
Right. So check this out, man. We're gonna do we're gonna switch it up a little bit tonight. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
By the way, Thanksgiving. Hopefully, you guys had a great Thanksgiving on Thursday.
Yeah, don't ask me how my weekend was, though, because there's really nothing I can explain on the air about what my weekend was.
Yeah,
and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you had a rough one. What are you gonna do? I had
it's not a PG weekend at all.
Yeah, my sister cooked a 22-pound turkey on Thursday. Came out amazing, man. We had mashed potatoes, corn, carrots, all that stuff, man. So we had a great Thanksgiving dinner here. Had a bunch of people over, and it was just a good time. You know what I mean? Good turkey. Everything came out well, except for waking up in the morning, dude. You got to stick your fingers and your hands inside that turkey.
Ugh.
Oh, man.
No good.
You got to get the guts out and everything.
Yeah.
Dirty, dude. Yuck. Anyways.
Dig in.
So after that was done, we threw that in the oven. We had a good dinner. Hopefully you guys did the same on Thursday. Got to spend some time with your families. So that was Thursday. And then over the weekend, I didn't do much over the weekend. There was no pay-per-views or anything like that. And just kind of chilled out, you know. Good day.
Yeah, don't ask me my weekend. There's nothing I can share on the air about my weekend.
Yeah, you know what I did over the weekend, dude? I finished up, okay, you know, here's the deal. A couple weeks ago, all my websites, bro, everything, they got hacked, man. And it wasn't where something was uploaded on.
Wait a minute, this weekend?
No, a couple weeks ago. This
is
like a month or two ago, man.
Okay, yeah.
And everything got hacked, dude. They got into the root control panel, which controls the entire. Basically, I have a. You guys all have a computer. You're at a computer. You got a main box, and I have one of those boxes that sits down in Texas somewhere, and it runs everything. The entire server. It runs ProWrestlingScoops.com, WZR Online, the forums, MMA, TNA, everything, man. And they got in there. They uploaded a red flashing screen, and it said, you've been hacked by blah, 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 some Turkish group, and a major Turkish hacking group. And basically what they do
Isn't that crazy that a Turkish group hacked you right before Turkey Day?
Well, it wasn't just me, man. What they do is they get a list of the script that we use. They get a list of thousands of websites, and they go and scan. And if they can find exploits, they can go in there. And we had something on the galleries on WZR Online. And they got in there, and they uploaded a big screen, this, that, and the other thing. So basically, they killed our databases as well, man, and we had to start from scratch, man. So we did Pro Wrestling Scoops and WZR Online, the main two. We got them right back up and running, and the only two that we still had a problem with were the PWS forums and MMAscoops.com. We finished those up over the weekend, so we're back. Everything's ready to go, and we're good to go. So
everybody's talking about it in the chat room. I guess you probably got everything in order over there and shit, but. It's the topic right now. That fucking Angelo Moscow and the NFL retired quarterback guy getting into a fight.
Oh my God, how crazy was that?
It was the funniest shit I've ever seen, man. He sent me a link to that the other day. I was fucking pissing my pants laughing.
Yo, he tried to come up with it was a stick, dude. What the fuck is it when you try to mend not mend fences but mend? The fuck was it, dude?
I don't know what you're talking
He
about.
tried to give him a gift, dude, and he said, you can take it and stick it up your ass. And then they got in a fight. He swung the cane. That was great. If you guys haven't seen that, the video's up on the websites, dude. That was awesome. And then my man came, dude, swinging punches. And at 74 years old...
Who's the guy that got hit? The wrestler got hit. He didn't throw the punch.
The wrestler got hit and went down.
Yeah, so the wrestler ended up looking like a pussy because that sucks.
An olive branch, new G-Man, 31.
That's it. Yeah, olive branch.
You extend an olive branch where...
I got you. Yeah. Bury the hatchet.
They used to work for the CFL, right, which is the Canadian Football League, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the wrestler guy, I've never heard of this guy.
You never heard of Angelo Moscow? He's a big name, dude. He's like a legendary name.
I've never heard of him up until
Yeah.
You know me, dude. I don't go back to like the 60s, 70s, 80s. You know what I mean?
He's way old, but I mean, he's a name that if you know your wrestling history, he's a prominent name. He's not just some guy. He's a big name.
They, the wrestler, what's his name again? Real quick.
Angelo Moscow.
All right, Angelo took a shot at the other guy's team, and they've never been able to bury the hatchet. And right before this happened, what we put up on the website, I guess, was only, like a 1-minute clip. And right before that, there was like 8 minutes where before Angelo got on stage, this guy went on a rant and brought up the past from the CFL and kind of took shots at the dude. And then when Angelo came on stage, he was like, here's an olive branch and tried to give him a little gift. And he said, no, dude, you just went on like an 8-10 minute rant on me. You can take that and fucking stick it up your ass. And that's what led to the fight. So you didn't get to see what happened before the fight.
I'm just depressed that the wrestler is the guy that ended up getting his ass kicked. Like, this just sucks. It should have been the other way around.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, the guy could barely walk. I seen him trying to get up the stage. Like, it took him fucking 10 minutes just to get up 2 steps, and then, he got
am I the only one stupid? Does anybody in the chat room remember Angelo? What's his last name?
Angelo Moscow. But, you'd have to really know wrestling history, because it's not like we were ever even alive when he was wrestling. But he's a name that if you know... Like, I watch a lot of them documentaries that WWE produces, and I was just watching before we went on the air an old Legends of Wrestling, and his name comes up on that shit a lot. He's a big name from the past. What about that Sin Cara T-shirt?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that, dude. I've got, you know what we're going to do, dude? Check it out. I came to...
Well, here's what we got to do. You got to call Big Vito in the next 2 hours. You have to.
Dude, listen.
You just call the guy, and if he answers, you got to do it.
I sent you a video, okay? And this... What Boone's talking about is the turkey thing on WWE.com, okay? I sent you that video earlier today. I didn't put it up on the website, and you know why. You know what I mean?
Well, look at this. That dick is still bigger than Billy Gunn, somebody just said in the chat room. We got a Billy Gunn thing to talk about, too, I think.
We do, yeah.
Well, we'll go ahead and go in order. With the Big Vito.
No, it relates to the whole WWE.com on Thanksgiving. They posted a Thanksgiving turkeys past gimmicks. Like Michael Cole was up there.
Kizarny
was up there. A bunch of people were up there. Gimmicks that in WWE were just Joker gimmicks. You know what I mean? And Big Vito throws this fit, dude, and comes out and says, "I'm going to contact." The anti-bullying people, I'm going to contact TMZ, blah, 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 blah. And then he comes out today in an interview and he's like, well, I contacted TMZ and WWE and the anti-bullying campaign. Nobody picked up on it, dude. There's been no other media article. Nobody cares, Vito. Nobody gives a fuck.
Of course not, dude.
So listen, I sent you that video today, bro, and he just went off, man. He went off for 12 minutes. I know you only got through like 4 minutes of it, dude.
And he's a personal friend. That tells you how much I care.
He went on and on and on, and then he was all talking about, WWE, bring me back, and I'll show you how much of a turkey I am, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear that, dude. Nobody wants to hear that.
Well, the sad thing is, like, we've known this guy for years, and this is something we've known about him forever. And now this story is showing the rest of the wrestling world, especially the fans, because people in the business know Vito's a freak, but like the fans didn't realize how delusional that guy is. We've known so forever.
And in the interview today, he says, I'm one of the best wrestlers of all time. No, you're not, dude.
Did he really say that? Oh, my God.
Jobbers of all time.
Did you hear him do his big intro? Like the guy, he tried to introduce, we came up with that for him. Like, he had, I think, Pavarotti hard shots to the body, and then me and you, over the course of several shows, came up with a couple different nicknames. Then he started using those, and then like the next thing you know, he's got a fucking Apollo Creed 20-minute intro you got to do every time you get him on the air.
Come on here and put himself over as one of the best entertainers of all time. And
oh yeah,
why isn't he? I mean, he's just the greatest thing walking, and I don't want to hear that, dude.
I remember one time he was telling a story about back when he was a job guy for the WWE before he was ever did the dress. This was before he was in WCW. He was working job matches for WWE when they would come to Long Island.
Right.
And he talked about working Undertaker once before TV, and he was talking about how he was talking about how the Undertaker respects him to this day because he gave him his first match, and like he's responsible for the Undertaker's career. I'm like, holy shit, do you really think that, man? Like,
he
for
really
real?
Believes this, dude.
He really does too. He's not just saying it. He truly believes that shit.
He truly believes that he's one of the best WWE, WCW wrestlers to ever step foot in a ring.
How could you not have it? You got to call him, dude. In the next 2 hours, you got to call him.
I don't want to hear him. I don't want to hear him.
You got to, man. It's too much fun. You got to let him do it.
I would have to let him know. I don't even have his number anywhere. I've got his email, dude. I could send him an email, but I do have it. You know what? I do have his number on here somewhere.
Of course you do. You just don't want to do it. You got to do it, dude.
I don't know. Let's think
Wait till there's 10 minutes left in the show, and then we'll give it a shot. That way he doesn't have more than 10 minutes.
Dude, 10 minutes is just this fucking introduction. Former Pavarotti, hard shots to the body.
I know.
You get a 10-minute introduction, and then we got to go, V. It's time thing, dude.
That's even more entertaining, really. Like, we were going to ask you questions, but you took fucking 10 minutes on your intro. We're out of time.
We are out of time.
To be continued, you fucking turkey.
You fucking turkey. You big fucking turkey is what we should say. You know what I mean?
Are we going to get Billy Gunn on the show or not? What's up with that?
He's supposed to. Your boy's supposed to hook that up, man. Hey, you know what? T-shirts, dude. I just got it confirmed. Check this out. I put this up on Facebook. My boy's got just opened up a T-shirt business, and we're going to get 5 T-shirts sent to us for free, and we're going to have to promote them a little bit, but they're the T-shirts. I put up a link on the website. I can't remember the domain name right now, otherwise I'd plug it. But it's like T-shirts that's boots to asses or seen as lady parts and things like that. They're funny. They're like funny T-shirts, and we're gonna have 5 of them that we can give away. And then I think we're gonna set something up. So 5 to begin with, and then maybe on a weekly basis we'll give a T-shirt away or something like that for best caller or best chat comment, something like that.
Do you have like a design already set for the T-shirts?
This isn't for WZR T-shirts. This is for
okay.
Seen as lady parts, and they're funny T-shirts, man. It's just, I don't know. But we're gonna start with giving those custom made or not custom made, already made T-shirts, and then we'll do custom ones for WZR Radio, or we'll do the logo and our names and the domain name and everything else. So
I think I gotta take a shit.
Oh, Jesus, this is like the 3rd week in a row.
I think I gotta take a little dookie. I don't know.
I told you this a couple weeks, man. You close your ass cheeks, dude, and hold it in till 10 o'clock.
No, I'm going to. I just felt like, actually, I don't even have to. I just want to take a
As
shit.
soon as we take the break, you're going straight to the bathroom and taking a big fat shit.
All right.
That's what's happening, dude. You ain't doing nothing. All right. So yeah, the websites are done. The T-shirts are coming. I schooled you for last week for screwing us last week. Football's done. Thanksgiving's done. Weekend's done. Here's what we're gonna do. Monday Night Raw from Monday. It's been a couple days. We're gonna run that down. We'll just kind of touch base on a few things. The opening segment, which epic fail.
Oh, fuck, man. I forgot to download that because I remember I got a phone call right when, shit. Because I really want to see that. I love Roddy Piper. I mean, we had him on the show like 5 times. He's like one of my favorites.
It was horrible. Well, they had something.
Was it a good segment?
No, it was horrible. It made no sense. All right, the idea was they wanted the crowd to boo John Cena. And
were they trying to heal him?
No. It was a case of Roddy Piper. We'll get into it when we talk about it.
Okay.
It's a case of they clearly wanted Cena to go out there, and a lot of times Cena gets more boos than cheers, okay? And Cena went out there, and it was a mixed reaction. Actually, more cheers than boos.
Where were they? Do you know?
They were in South Carolina.
Okay.
Columbia, South Carolina. I think Columbia. Somewhere in South Carolina. But anyways, dude, they wanted them to get booed out of the building, and that didn't happen. So the whole segment was completely ruined as Piper, listed off a bunch of names: Steve Austin, The Rock, Bret Hart, blah, 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 blah. And everybody cheered. And then he said, and John Cena. And everybody cheered again. And they expected boos, and everybody was kind of pro-Cena in South Carolina. So we'll talk about the segment from top to bottom. It'll make more sense once we get into it, but it just failed, dude.
I understand what you're saying. So they said, like, past champions like Steve Austin, crowd cheers. Right. The Rock, crowd cheers.
Hey.
Bret the Hitman Hart, crowd cheers. Shawn Michaels, crowd cheers. Yeah. And John Cena. And then the crowd cheers again, like, oh, whoops, I thought you were going to boo
Vision in the chat room. I see Vision in the chat room. He says, Ryan, Clark. What, dude? Say
he says he was saying your microphone's going in and out.
Is it? Nobody else
That's what he's saying. Yeah. I've heard it before when I've listened to the archives.
I don't know.
I can never tell on the air. You sound the same to me the whole time. But
I don't know what's going on. I got mic issues. I'll go down here and let's see what happened there. Let's see. We'll try. There.
I don't like being sick.
I don't know. Anyways, well, too bad you're sick.
I don't like
it. So we'll talk about Monday Night Raw. And then there's a bunch of stories, right, over the past week. It's kind of been a crazy busy week. Even today for a Wednesday was just crazy on the websites. We're going to talk about this. Sonny and New Jack. Did you hear about this?
No, I didn't hear nothing.
Oh, man, dude. All right, New Jack comes out and says that talked with Sonny at a convention a couple weeks ago, and Sonny had asked him to, like a murder for hire plot. To go and kill an ex-boyfriend, and it's a battle of
as a shoot.
No, as the real deal, dude. We'll get into the whole story.
I was saying, not a wrestling angle. She really wanted him to go kill somebody.
Oh, right, as a shoot, no doubt.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a
what the fuck?
Who do you want to believe, Sonny or New Jack? And we're gonna get into that. Who do I?
That's hard. You can't really believe either one of them, quite honestly.
I would go with New Jack in this case, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. Not just because of my past with Sonny, but I would go with New Jack. We'll talk about it in a little bit.
He's got justifiable homicides on his record. He killed people before.
Yeah, a bounty hunter.
Yeah, and then Bam Bam Bigelow was too, but he actually has a couple justifiable homicides. They talk about it in Beyond the Mat.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. The cryptic videos that have been airing on Raw, there are 2 of them. One
with the kids and shit?
Right. One is for Kane. That's the one with the mask. Looks like he's going to be back with the mask. And the other is for either The Undertaker or Chris Jericho. So we're going to touch base on that a little bit, let you guys know the latest. Matt Hardy spent Thanksgiving in jail and went back to court on Tuesday, yesterday, and was released from jail. Bail was reduced, and he has been ordered back to rehab. So we're going to talk about that. Creative rewrites at Raw this past Monday, and just for the past couple months, things change. I mean, it's like 6 or 7 o'clock, man, and things are changing right before Raw goes live. John Morrison is gone from WWE. Talk more about that and what the future holds for him.
Chris leaving?
Chris Lieben suspended for a year for drugs, so we're going to talk about that. 30-man Royal Rumble is likely to return in January, coming up soon.
Kurt Angle qualified for the Olympics.
Kurt Angle in the Olympics, and Hulk Hogan. An interesting tweet from yesterday or from Monday night. Unbelievable what he said. So it's a lot to talk about, man. A lot of news, a lot of rumors. You know what I mean? So I was thinking
Good,
about
because I didn't really see any of. I didn't see any of SmackDown. How was Mick Foley? Did they use him?
Oh my God, bro! Last night's SmackDown. I put this up on my Facebook. That was one of the worst shows I've seen ever, bro. Like I'll never.
Was there enough? Did Mick Foley get microphone time? Did he cut a promo or?
Too much, man. He was dressed in a Santa Claus outfit the entire night, and
He was just a goofball all night. Nothing.
It was a holiday-themed show, man.
Yeah.
A lot of backstage segments. Everybody at a party, you know, backstage. You know how they do that. Dude, it was one of the worst WWE broadcasts I've seen in years, and that's saying a lot.
That's saying a whole lot, yeah.
Saying a lot, dude, because there's been some very bad shows in the past
There's been some stinkers, like the crap I'm going to take at 9 o'clock.
At 9 o'clock during the break, no doubt. I like that. That's good. That's good.
Keeping shit topical, literally.
Keeping shit, yeah. So we're going to talk about all this stuff, and, you know, I mean, SmackDown last night, we'll touch base on that. I don't have the report in front of me, but that was bad. I'll never give a show an F, but a D- I will give for last night's match. It was so bad. The cage match, thank God for the cage match between Mark Henry and Daniel Bryan. That was the best part of the show. So you can't give it an F because that was a pretty good match, but a D- sounds like a good
You just saying cage match reminded me. You remember that Best of Ric Flair Going Nuts YouTube video I showed you?
Right.
He says, please put me in a cage with that son of a bitch. And then he says, please put me in a cage. And then his music starts playing. A cage! A cage! A cage!
I know what you're talking about.
Woo! It was the greatest. He's like fucking flipping out, grabbing the cameraman, shaking the camera around. A cage! A cage! A cage!
Man, people don't realize. I mean, Ric Flair's getting.
God, he's the man, dude.
He's the man. People are gonna miss him when he's gone, man. People are really. That's gonna be.
That's one of very few wrestlers that when he dies, you might actually cry in real life over that one. Randy Savage may become real close because I grew up on that guy, but Ric Flair,
You know
fucking
what,
forget
dude?
about it.
You know what? This is gonna sound insensitive, okay? But I wouldn't cry when a wrestler died.
Never?
I
Let's
don't.
put it this way. Who's your hero of all time? Like, Muhammad Ali's mine. If he dies, I'm crying.
Are you really?
Yeah.
See, listen.
Howard Stern dies, I'm crying.
If I know you, okay, if I know who you are, and I've seen you face to face, this, that, and the other thing, and we've met and we've talked, yeah, I'm gonna cry because I know
You met Ric Flair in a bathroom once. I remember that.
It's not with a. It's not. Like I was talking to him, this, that, and the other thing, dude. It's if I've met you, yeah, I know you. I'm gonna cry, dude. But somebody that I don't know, even if it's a celebrity, a major celebrity that I'm just, you know, my top celebrity. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna cry because I've never. I mean, sure, it's gonna suck. It's gonna be sad. This, that, and the other thing.
You're telling me they play a real dramatic Ric Flair tribute on Raw, and it's very emotional, and then they throw up the graphics, his birth and his death date. You're not going to cry.
Now you're talking tributes and everything else. But when
Okay, well, you're crying because he's dead. It's still, I mean,
well,
it's still, you know, he's producing the tears. They just threw him out of you with an emotional video pack.
I don't know, dude. I just don't think I would cry when a wrestler.
Did you watch the Owen Hart tribute show the day after he died?
I did. No, I didn't cry.
Did you cry?
No.
I cried.
Did you?
Yeah.
I
A little bit, man. It got me a little bit.
I don't know, man. I don't know. If I know you, yeah, I'm gonna cry this, that. You know, but I don't know. I don't know. I guess when it happens, not that I want it to happen, but I'm not.
Look, Vision in the chat says, I hope Boone or Ryan never dies. I'd cry. I love this fucking
I have
shit.
no heart.
See?
Jesus. Listen, it's not that I have no
They
heart.
never met us, but we buy them sodas. We give them T-shirts. They're going to cry.
One of my best friends, Chad, he passed away a couple weeks ago. And if you guys had seen me, hell, I came on here and I almost lost it on live radio. But that's because I knew the dude. I talked to him all the time, one of my best friends, and I just lost him, man. You should have seen me on that Monday on Halloween. He died on Halloween.
Yeah,
man.
we talked on the phone. You broke. But here's a good one in the chat. Schwenk or whatever. He said, I cried for Eddie's tribute. That's a perfect example because when he died, when they played the tribute package and they show him winning the title and the confetti's coming down, and this is before the Benoit thing, they show Benoit standing in the ring and they just look at each other like Benoit was the world champ. Guerrero was WWE champ. They just looked at each other like, we fucking did it. And they hugged and then you're like, damn, he's dead. Like, yeah, I lost it on that.
Listen, I'm going to feel it in my heart, and I'm probably going to choke up, but I don't know if tears are going to come streaming out of my...
I'm not going to sit here and bawl, but yeah, like it's like when you watch a real sensitive movie and you're fucking fighting tears back, and eventually one starts streaming down your face. You're like, God damn, I'm such a pussy. It's that kind of crying. You're not fucking holding your head in your hands and bawling, but...
Well, it depends on how well the video was produced and everything. And I know that video with Eddie Guerrero was very well produced, but...
Big time.
I don't know. I just... whatever. Anyways... live chat room. Get to our live chat room, WZROnline.com /chat, WZROnline.com/chat. Get in there, lots and lots of people in there. It's crazy, man. Whether we
one of them in there just called me a pussy. So fuck you, Jesse, 2006, you punk bitch.
I'm heel because I don't cry. It's not that I don't cry.
Oh, just because I wear a dress means I'm a fucking pussy?
You wear a dress? What?
Pictures, remember?
Oh, that's right, dude.
They didn't forget, believe me. We were talking about Big Vito being the toughest guy to wear a dress. Somebody said, no, that's Boone.
Who do you think would win in a dress, you or Big Vito?
Big Vito would kick my ass, dude. And I can handle myself pretty well, but, I mean, Jesus, he's a bad motherfucker.
I wanted to make sure that you would admit that, dude.
Yeah, come on. I'm not delusional. Anybody my size, I'll beat their ass, most likely. But Big Vito's a big dude.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
I'll kick your ass in 2 seconds.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
You want to bring it up?
Here we go again, man.
Look at Ryder for Life says Boone is a skinny little guy. I'm 6'2". I'm fucking shredded. I know how to fight. Come on.
Fuck, I'd slap him right in his face. He knows it.
Yeah, you have before.
Slap you right in them big lips, man. Lips up. WZROnline.com/chat. Get in the live chat room. It's crazy, man. No matter if we do this on a Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and probably even a Saturday night, I think people would still show up.
You could do an unadvertised show at fucking 3:48 a.m. on Friday, and they would all come out still.
It is crazy. WZR.
That's why we call them the Army. They're loyal, man.
You know what I mean, dude? You ever need somebody, they're always there, too. You know what I mean? So, get to the live chat room. We're going to be taking your live phone calls. You know what? I'm going to do this differently. Instead of holding off until hour number 2, I sound like a young Travolta. What does a young John Travolta sound like? I guess me. Right?
I guess. I don't know. You ever seen Grease?
It's a YouTube that. I don't know.
I got some, they're multiplying, and I'm losing control. You better shake up, ooh, 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 'cause I need a man, ooh, 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 and my heart is set on you. You're the one that I want, you are the one I want, ooh, 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 YouTube it. That'll be on YouTube one day, you watch.
That will be on YouTube.
What was the song they got you on YouTube singing?
Oh my God, dude, don't bring that up, man.
What was it?
This is crazy. The Yellow Submarine.
Everybody search Ryan Clark Yellow Submarine on YouTube right now, and you can hear Ryan sing.
Not right now. After the show goes off the air, it's definitely there, though.
Damn, man, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Just because I sung a little bit, they said, is Boone drunk?
No, he's not. You're actually not
I haven't had a single alcoholic beverage all day. God damn.
I think you tried to
I
go
can't
get
have
some.
fun unless I'm drunk, you fucking scumbags.
Didn't you try to go get some earlier today, though, and something happened?
No, I mean, I got beer in my fridge. I just don't feel like drinking.
Really? No, I don't believe that, dude. There's no beer in Boone's fridge.
I'm telling you right now, you know why I don't need to drink. I'm doing something else. But yeah, there's beer in the fridge, so.
Well, there you go.
I feel like drinking, I will. I don't feel like it, though.
I'm sure we'll have some beers open by the time after you get that shit out of you during the commercial break.
That sounds like a perfect time, yeah.
All right. I guess we should do Monday Night Raw first. Oh, by the way, we're going to do something different. I know usually we hold off phone calls until hour number 1. Hold off. Hour number 2. Hold off until we get through Monday Night Raw. We're going to do this really quick, and then we'll do the news stories that I listed just a couple minutes ago. And if you want to call in and talk about the topics that we're discussing only, okay? If we're talking about Sonny and New Jack, you call up and you talk about Sonny and New Jack with us. Don't get off topic, because I'm going to hang up on you, and then you're going to have to call back later on in the show. So we'll take phone calls throughout the entire show after we get through Raw. And then we're just going to do news and rumors, dude, because it's been a crazy, crazy busy week. You know what I mean?
A cage! A cage! A cage! A cage!
Woo! Right. Monday Night Raw, right? It opens up. We knew this going in. WWE put up on their website, WWE.com, that Roddy Piper was going to open Monday Night Raw with
Hot Rod.
A Piper's Pit segment featuring John Cena. And that is what happened.
Alrighty, I don't know what you're waiting.
I'm trying to stall, dude, so I can load up this report. Give me.
Oh, everybody in the chat is still on you, singing Yellow Submarine. I guess a bunch of people just went and listened to it.
Yeah, it's not good. That was years ago, man.
Dude, if you search for like Matt Boone rapping on WZR or something, there's an insanely embarrassing clip of me doing that back in the day. Whoosh! I remember my sister played it for some of my friends in real life. I could have strangled her fucking throat.
I don't even know. I mean, if I were to go Google Ryan Clark or YouTube Ryan Clark, I have no idea what would pop up on there.
There's so much embarrassing shit that you forget how big we are sometimes, because people will take clips from the show and put it on YouTube, and it's bad.
Wait, on the Google, dude, you'll go and search like
You sound like an 80-year-old man right there on the Google machine on the internet computer board.
Listen, if you go to Google,
on the Google,
there's a lot of hate. A lot of people hate. I don't know why, bro. Like, hate's a strong word, but it's people like the people that come and they read the website, dude, and then they just. You suck, Clark, you suck, you're garbage, this, that, and the other thing. Well, where's all the hostility coming from, man? You know what I'm saying, dude? Why be so, I don't know.
I know why people in the business hate us. I don't know why fans would dislike us. I mean, for years, it was me and Fred Cook. That's who some of the guys would take shots at. And then it became me and you, and now it's you and whoever the other top guy is.
NWO man.
I think it's when you're in the big leagues and you're on top, like the way you are right now. You're the main reporter on the internet for wrestling. People hate you because shit, you're the guy that they want to be. You got to just like in wrestling and on WWE. If you're John Cena, CM Punk hates you because what the fuck? I'm better than that guy. Why is he got 100 million Twitter followers and I got
NWO masturbation in the chat room. He's got to post a video to you. Go masturbate or something, dude. go do something with yourself. You got to put that link up, man. And not like everybody's gonna see it. That's horrible.
He put my link up for me rapping too. One of them fuckers
did. Oh man.
Bastards.
What are you gonna do?
There's pictures of me in a dress. There's clips of me rapping. Holy Christ! Well, I've done some dumb shit on the air. It was Wake that did it. Thanks, Wake.
All right, so check it out. Monday Night Raw opens up, right? Piper's Pit. Piper comes out, and he says, his career was driven by angry crowd energy, right? Well, not angry crowd energy, but crowd energy.
Okay.
And he brings out John Cena, and they go back and forth. It sounds so weird. Roddy Piper saying WWE Universe. You know what I mean?
I hate when they can't even just call them the fans. It's got to be the WWE Universe no matter what now. It's so fucking cheesy.
WWE Universe. You know what I mean? So Piper, brings up names, like I said, Steve Austin, Bret Hart, The Rock, and everybody cheers. Then he brings up John Cena's name, and everybody boos. And, well, it was a mixed reaction, but there were more boos than cheers, right? And the idea here was everybody was supposed to boo John Cena, as they did in New York City. I don't think WWE understands this, that when you go to Canada, when you go to the Northeast and markets that are hot, like Chicago and the Midwest, where people just cannot stand John Cena. But then you go to the South and you go to Texas and you go to California, and Cena's not booed nearly as much as he is in these markets where...
Yeah, when you go to markets where they're real wrestling fans with wrestling tradition, a lot of history in the city,
right.
They're going to boo the shit out of somebody like John Cena because he represents the exact opposite of what they grew up on, which is NWA wrestling, real wrestling.
Right.
He represents the Hulk Hogan, Doink the Clown, cartoon character bullshit that WWF was doing.
This segment would have worked great the previous week when they were in, where it was Madison Square Garden with Survivor Series, and the night after they were in, I don't know.
Boston? No, that was the week before. Yeah.
New Jersey, was it New Jersey or something like that? You know what I mean?
Somewhere up in the Northeast, yeah.
All right, so they do this, and Cena gets booed, and they really don't know where to go, and you can clearly see this in ring where Piper's like, where the fuck?
Like the rest of this isn't going to make any sense because the crowd's with him, not against him.
Right, exactly, dude. So Piper brings up they were cheering The Rock when he attacked John Cena at Survivor Series, and Cena said, "Listen, man, I don't care whether the people boo me or cheer me. It's the fact that they buy tickets and they come here to watch a good show. And if they go home happy, then Cena is happy." This is like their way. We were talking about a John Cena heel turn. We're always talking about a John Cena heel turn on here, right? And this is like their way where you can see they don't want to turn Cena heel, right? Or it seems that way. I mean, they could still go about this and turn him heel eventually before WrestleMania, but they don't want to turn him heel. So their idea is if he's gonna get a mixed reaction anyways, just pretty much because of the way that he cuts promos. You know, they're corny, man, and the kids and women love him, and the dudes can't stand him. So if he's gonna get this mixed reaction, the best way to go about it is to say, or to have Cena say, you know what, whether you cheer me, whether you love me, whether you hate me, I love you right back, and you guys are the best because you still come here, you still watch pro wrestling, you still watch WWE, you still buy tickets, and I love you guys because of it. You know what I mean? And this is their idea of, you know, we'll keep him as a face and then go about it as Cena doesn't care. So the whole storyline is, you know, after this segment was all said and done, you know, the announcers hyped up, you know, is Cena going to continue to take this where some of the crowd is booing him and some of the crowd is cheering him, or is he going to turn on him and say, you know what, fuck this, I've had enough, I can't stand the boos, and screw all you guys, which would then lead to a John Cena heel turn, or is he going to continue on with his I love all you guys just because you
I mean, hopefully they do something like that, fuck all you guys heel turn at WrestleMania with The Rock, because I look at it as kind of like the Undertaker streak. If they ever do break it, which we've debated a million times, if they will, if they won't, if they should, if they shouldn't. But I'm saying, if they did, obviously you don't let, I don't know, I'll just say a name, Triple H break the streak, because he doesn't need that rub. But The Rock, he hasn't wrestled in 7 years other than Survivor Series. This will be his first singles match in 7 years against John Cena. You're not going to get him back for another match, maybe ever, and if you do, it'll be a long, long time.
No,
so it's very,
don't.
Let me finish. It's very rare, so you got to do something with it. Don't just have him go out against John Cena and have a match, and then that's that. You got to do something to where there's an impact that happens because of that match that carries on after he's gone, and turning Cena heel off of that spot would be the perfect thing to do because it'll carry over after The Rock's gone, and now you're having a match with The Rock that means something well after he's gone.
Well, think about this. If they turn John Cena heel going into WrestleMania, somebody just said it in the chat room, if they turn John Cena heel and then have him defeat The Rock at WrestleMania in his hometown in Miami, I mean, the crowd is going to riot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's one night. You know what I mean? That's only one night. You got to do something.
Right.
You got to do something in that match that makes Cena a full-fledged heel. And The Rock's got to be willing to play ball. So there's a lot to work out there. But
yeah, well, do you think he goes heel or not?
I don't know, man. I really don't know. I would say no. There's almost, in my mind, there's almost no way because of the reaction he gets, the mixed bag reaction. Right. How do you heal that guy? Like, no matter what you do, like I said, let's say he stops doing corny promos and shit. All right? So he does full-fledged heel promos. All right, well, now the little kids and the women, they don't like him anymore, but now that he's doing cool shit, the dudes, as you put him, they will like him. So he'll get a mixed bag reaction, but it'll just be flip-flop. The people that are booing him now will be cheering him.
That's
people that are cheering him now will be booing him. How do you get everybody to hate him? How do you get everybody to...
The dudes that hate him right now, hate him because of his corny promos and everything else, dude. And I feel like no matter... If the dudes already hate him, all they need to work on is the women and the children. And as soon as they get that with a John Cena heel turn, everybody's going to boo him.
Give me the example. What does he change in his character that makes the women and children hate him, but the dudes still hate him? Like, if he starts doing real heel shit, I think the dudes would be like, no shit, Cena's like got an edgy, cool thing going on.
The delivery of the promos is still going to be corny. I just don't think Cena can deliver a good heel promo, dude. Where the dude.
I disagree. I think he could be shockingly well as a heel.
I don't think so, dude. I think he still cuts the same. You know, even if it was a heel promo.
But you've heard him when he does serious promos. It's way different than when he does his goofy, bullshit comedy promos. It's a big difference.
It's a big difference, but the dudes ain't coming back, dude. The guys that hate John Cena I just don't think they're coming back. I think all they have to worry about right now is the women and the children, and the dudes are always going to hate him, you know?
Well, if that's the case, then it's very simple. You just start having them be a typical heel, and the women and children will start booing him because that's what they're supposed to do. Same way they're cheering him because they're supposed to cheer him because he's, crispy clean, fucking good guy.
Right. So the whole opening...
Squeaky clean. I don't know why I said crispy clean. Whatever.
Krispy Kreme.
I meant to say squeaky clean, and I said Krispy Kreme. I must be thinking donuts. I don't know.
Donuts. So the whole opening segment, dude, there's a video up. I'll send you a link to the video. Go watch that promo. It just made no sense because the crowd fucked it up, dude. They had a script in mind, and when they went out there and the crowd was half and half, or even more cheers for Cena, they were just like, what the fuck, dude? That's
why you can't script promos right there. Because you script a promo, and if it's heavily based on the crowd reaction, you can't anticipate what the crowd reaction is going to be in most cases. And especially with Cena, you can almost never anticipate what it's going to be. You go to Boston, you think he's going to be cheered because he's the hometown guy, and they shit on him worse than anywhere. It's like, all right, well then you can't just assume anything based on the crowd. So you got to go out there and be able to roll with the punches, not stick to a script.
The Miz defeated John Morrison. It was a false count anywhere match. Before the match even started, Miz came out and attacked Morrison's leg with a pipe from behind. Just pretty much beat the shit out of him, and then
But then he made Morrison look like fucking He-Man, and he's still gonna do the match anyway. Like I thought they're supposed to squash him on the way out. They made him look pretty good until the end, and then they trashed him afterwards.
No, they didn't. No. Miz came out.
Yeah, they beat him up after the match, right? He busted his head on the set up at the stage, and
yeah, but there was no match, dude. There was no match at all. As soon as Morrison's music hit, Miz came out and just beat the fuck out of him, bro. Hit him with a pipe, and then just put him through the stage or all the stuff.
Really, I thought they took one of his legs out, and then he kept working anyway, like he was, he's gonna work through the pain.
Oh, you know what, dude? That Miz came out, hit him with a pipe, and then continued to the ring, grabbed the mic, and then John Morrison got up and hobbled his way down to the ring. As soon as he got back in the ring, though, Miz took him down again. So Morrison still had no offense from the.
I thought he did get in some offense. I'm pretty sure he did.
Not much, man. Not much. Not much at all, dude. Miz hit him with a pipe, and then went down to cut a promo. Morrison came down limp to the ring, and then as soon as he got into the ring, there was a tiny maybe 30 seconds, dude. Maybe 30 seconds offense for Morrison. And then Miz took him right back down, worked the leg again, and that was that. And then the officials came out and took him out.
Yeah, that was a typical fucking snow job on the way out. Just trash him and get out of here, motherfucker.
Yeah, trash him and then see you later.
So is he going to TNA or what?
I would say so, dude. I think they're definitely interested in Melina. And Melina does the After Buzz show after Raw on Monday nights. You guys should check that out. That's really good.
Where is it? Where do you catch an AfterBuzz?
It's on Ustream, I believe it is. We put the link up. I'll get you guys the link. Yeah. It's a video cast they do. It's a live video cast. They've got Lillian Garcia, Maria is there on a weekly basis, and then they had like Trish Stratus was in there this past week. But I became addicted to that, and they asked Melina. Melina was there 2 weeks ago, and they asked her, about a TNA debut, and she kind of smirked and said, well, never say never. And
does Morrison have a 90-day no-compete?
I don't think so, because his contract is up.
Okay.
When a contract expires, I don't think there is.
I thought that was the whole point of a 90-day. Was when the contracts run up, they can't compete anywhere else.
No. That's if you get fired.
When they fired. Yeah, I thought it was both. All right.
I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. I would guess if a contract is up, he can sign today if he wants, or as soon as his contract expires, because he's not bound by contract anymore. Whereas if you're fired,
well, the whole point of a 90-day usually, especially when a contract goes up, is all right. Well, we just made it. Like, let's say they wanted to re-sign him, but he didn't want to re-sign. All right. Well, we got to protect ourselves if that happens when you give him the contract. So we'll put a 90-day in, so that way, if he does try to leave us, it'll be a 3-month cooling off period. He doesn't come off our TV hot and fresh and go straight to someone else's TV.
That's true. You know what? And a couple of people in the chat, I'll take your guys' word on it, that he's got a 90-day no-compete clause. I just didn't think that applied for contracts that expired, but I think you guys are right. So we'll go with that. He's got a 90-day no-compete. And then there was talk about bringing him in with Melina as well, which I don't like that idea, man. The Knockouts division in TNA. Gail Kim.
You can bring them both in, but they don't have to be a pair. Like, Morrison could be a star if they use him right. He's got the look. He can work his ass off. He's charismatic. Let him run with it.
Or bring Melina in now. Let her do some stuff with the TNA Knockouts, and then after 90 days, if there is a 90-day no-compete clause, bring Morrison in and then tag him up then, team him up then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do something like that. Then we had a Divas match. Kelly Kelly and Alicia Fox defeated the Bella Twins. There was a backstage segment. John Laurinaitis, who was on the phone talking about Brodus Clay. As of 5 o'clock Eastern time on Monday, Brodus Clay was scheduled to debut on Raw and have a match with John Morrison, and it was supposed to be a complete squash, man. And they opted once again for the third or fourth week to hold off on Brodus Clay.
Apparently, that was stupid, because that's the perfect timing to do it, is to bring him, all right, we're going to squash Morrison on the way out. What better way to do that than debut a new guy? And his first statement is, he got rid of this guy and retired him.
But what better way, to put a guy that's already there, that they're trying to elevate back into the main event with The Miz to make...
Yeah, if you're not going to do Brodus, The Miz is a good...
He took out R-Truth the week before.
That's a good point. 2 weeks in a row, he takes somebody out. Yeah,
and then he took Morrison out. And then he came after the match was over. Well, not really a match, but after the beatdown, the jobbing out of Morrison, he grabbed the mic and said next week he's going to take somebody else out, which, I don't know, probably Alex Riley, I would guess.
Somebody unimportant, yeah.
Well, somebody that he's been paired with in the past, you know what I mean? R-Truth, they split them up with R-Truth is, the 30-day drug suspension.
Morrison used to tag,
Morrison. I would guess Alex Riley is next week on Raw, but he's the SmackDown guy anyways. We'll see if they bring him over to Raw, but see what happens next week. So hopefully, we'll see what happens with Brodus Clay. They've been saying that he's going to come week after week, and he never does. So hopefully next week. CM Punk comes out, it was a backstage segment with Laurinaitis. CM Punk came in, and then, it was lame comedy, dude. He made fun of David Otunga, brought up Jennifer Hudson. If he were to go and do a Google search for David Otunga, all he'd see is Jennifer Hudson pop up. What else? He tells Laurinaitis the WWE title's not going anywhere. Punk walks out. Otunga says, Punk might get him disqualified on purpose. Laurinaitis says, you know what? I like your thinking. And if Punk does that tonight, he'll be disqualified and lose the title. Dolph Ziggler beat Randy Orton in a very good match. They gave this a bunch of time, too, on Raw on Monday. And they gave Ziggler the pin too, man, over Randy Orton. So hopefully this is a sign of things to come for Dolph Ziggler. Real good back and forth, dude. Wade Barrett was on commentary and kind of fucked things up at the end. Daniel Bryan came to the ring, had a segment with Michael Cole, and basically said, he's excited for a steel cage match last night on SmackDown against Mark Henry. And Cole just, by the way, Michael Cole was I know you don't believe this. Michael Cole was commenting last night on the SmackDown viewing thread during commercial breaks. Michael Cole was on our SmackDown viewing thread, dude. People were so up in arms that this dude was commenting during the commercial breaks. It was crazy, man. It was crazy.
I could give two shits.
It was his Twitter account, and he logged in, and he was going back and forth like, I don't know why you internet geeks like this guy so much. And, he was plugging Raw for next Monday. It was kind of crazy.
How sad is that he's sitting there live on a fucking TV show, and he's on the internet talking on our chat board and shit.
Talking on our chat board on the during the commercial breaks of the live SmackDown last night. It was pretty fucking crazy.
It is crazy.
Mark Henry comes out during the Daniel Bryan promo, said that Bryan should be ashamed of trying to take advantage of an injured man, referring to last week's SmackDown. Was also pissed off at Teddy Long for booking the match last week, and he says he'll be all right for tomorrow night, which was last night. And he'll walk out as world champion. Still, Zack Ryder came out, defeated Jack Swagger, which was interesting. Swagger jobs out again. God, what did that poor guy do, Mick Foley comes out in a Santa outfit and plugs SmackDown. And another backstage segment with John Laurinaitis and CM Punk. CM Punk tells him to kiss his ass. And then in the main event, it was CM Punk defeated Alberto Del Rio to retain the WWE title. Punk went, at the end of this game, Punk went for a GTS and then countered it into a DDT. Del Rio countered it into a DDT for a 2 count. And then it ended, Punk got disqualified himself, or they brought in a chair. Del Rio brought in a chair, and Punk made it look like, God, what was it? Punk made it look like, I don't remember how it went. Something.
Not important.
The referee turned around and saw Punk down on the mat, and apparently thought that Del Rio had hit him with the chair. So Punk kind of faked everybody out, and it ended. Alberto Del Rio was the one that got disqualified.
Was it like the old Eddie Guerrero spot where he would hit somebody with a and then he would throw the chair to somebody, they would catch it, and he would lay down like he got hit with it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that was the whole point, dude. You know, Laurinaitis said, you know, that if Punk or that if CM Punk was to get disqualified, he wouldn't win the title. And then the match ended with Alberto Del Rio being the one that got disqualified. So CM Punk still.
Are they going to work again at TLC? Or is it going to continue with Punk and Del Rio? Or are they going somewhere else?
I think so. You could throw the Miz in there. I would say it all depends on what they do next week. You know, whether they elevate the Miz into a main event picture just yet, or if they kind of hold off for a couple weeks.
I would wait, because you're not taking the title off Punk yet. Why put Miz in there if he's not going to, yeah.
I hope not. You know what I mean, dude? I hope they keep the... Del Rio was pinned, they actually say in the chat. I don't remember the end of Rolla. I apologize for that. What are you going to do? Get to our live chat room. Shut the fuck. Get to our live chat room, WZROnline.com/chat. Once again, WZROnline.com/chat. I was pinned right there. Shots 101 in the chat. I mean, you're right, man. You got it.
You realize this Saturday? I forgot about this, because actually right after we go off the air on a little channel called Spike Television, Spike TV Network.
Final of the reality show.
Yeah, it'll be the last episode of the Ultimate Fighter reality show, but this Saturday is the finale, live on Spike TV, and unlike most seasons, they have the coaches, they save them for a pay-per-view main event, and the finale is just the end of the tournament from the reality show. This year they're doing the coach fight on the finale. So this Saturday you'll get the Bully Beatdown host Jason Mayhem Miller's UFC return against Michael Bisping in the main event. Yeah. Also, Yves Edwards is fighting Tony Ferguson, a past Ultimate Fighter winner, and then the finale of the Ultimate Fighter brackets.
There you go.
That might be the last UFC ever on Spike too, if I'm not mistaken.
They're coming up, right? They're going to go to that Eon TV, right?
Who?
Eon UFC.
No, they're going to Fox, and then the subsidiary like FX, Fuel TV, Fox
where do they air the prelims right now? It's like Ion TV, ION.
They still do it on Spike. They did it on Ion once. They had, because Spike had like an award show or something, so they couldn't do it. So they signed a special deal with Ion, and they only did it once.
Oh.
So as of right now, they do the prelims on Facebook, at Spike TV, and then pay-per-view. When they move to the Fox, it'll be prelims are going to be on Fuel TV or FX. I don't remember which. And then pay-per-view.
And then Bellator is supposed to join Spike TV, right?
Yeah, Bellator's going to Spike, and they're investing in Bellator pretty big, too.
See, I don't get MTV2 here, so I don't get to see any of the Bellator fights anyways. I've always wanted to check them out.
So you never seen the Eddie Alvarez-Michael Chandler fight yet?
I've never seen anything Bellator, man. I saw
the shows.
I saw the shows back. Where were they before they switched over to MTV2?
It was MTV, the fucking Spanish MTV channel, or whatever that is.
No, it was something else, man. There was something else.
Oh, they were on ESPN, too, I believe.
That's what it was. ESPN. It was like ESPN 3 or something like that.
Yeah,
too.
One of the shitty ESPNs.
Yeah, that's where I used to be able to catch Bellator, dude. But once they come to Spike TV, I'll be checking
You don't get MTV2 in New York?
I don't. I get MTV, but not MTV2. It's crazy.
Do you get that Fuel TV channel? Because I don't get that down here. That pisses me off.
I don't know if I get Fuel TV. I've always watched the UFC prelims. They do them all on Facebook, and I never X out to go over and check Fuel TV because everything's always right there on Facebook.
Well, for the Fox show with Kane and Junior, they had a pre-show on Fuel TV for 2 hours, which I ended up finding on a stream. But yeah, I don't get the Fuel TV channel down here, so anything they're doing on Fuel, I'm not going to get to see.
Yeah, I didn't see the pre-show, so I don't know if we have...
They had Brock on there. It was a good pre-show, man. It was just like before a football game. They were sitting at the desk with the music, and they would do highlight packages. And
you know what? While we're talking about MMA, I was going to do something else before we go to the break, but we're not going to talk about SmackDown from last night. That was just horrible. It was atrocious. It was the worst show I've seen in years. So I'll just kind of come back, talk news and rumors in hour number 2, but... Chris Lieben, dude, tell the people what's going on with him.
I don't know the full story. I never really read it, but I know he was busted with oxycodone and oxy. Pretty much, he had Lortabs and fucking Roxys and shit like that in the system, opiates. So he got busted.
It was oxymorphone and oxycodone.
Codone, yeah. So he got busted with pills and shit in the system for his last fight, which he lost anyway against Mark Munoz. Did you hear, by the way, the fucking UFC's so goddamn stupid lately? They're going to do Chael Sonnen versus Mark Munoz because Anderson Silva's on the shelf with an injury.
Okay.
And that's a fight Sonnen could lose, and they could screw up Silva Sonnen too just by doing that. And did you hear the next UFC on Fox main event? It's gonna be Rashad Evans versus Phil Davis, 2 wrestlers.
Wow.
It's gonna be a
for
boring
the Fox
piece
main event?
Yeah, man. It's such a dumb. They were thinking of doing Rashad Evans versus Rampage too. That fight would have been perfect for ratings. It would have been a fucking exciting build, good fight in the cage. Rashad Phil Davis, nobody knows who Phil Davis is yet. And he's damn good. He could beat Rashad.
Yeah, dude, I can't believe they're going to put Phil Davis in a main event of the Fox show.
Yeah, man. And stylistically, it's going to be a boring fight. They're doing the wrong thing, man.
Wow, that's not good. Rashad Evans is kind of a draw, dude, but Phil Davis, come on, man.
Rashad Evans is one of those draws that if he's working with somebody like, Rampage or John Jones or Tito Ortiz, he can be a draw. He can carry his end of the weight.
Wow.
But by himself, it's not like if Rashad Evans is fighting, no matter who he's fighting, it's a big fight. Because this is a perfect example. Rashad Evans versus Phil Davis, no one's going to give a shit. No one.
Hey, real quick before we go to the break, just to update this Chris Lieben story, the drug test was conducted after, like Boone said, after he lost to Mark Muniz at UFC 138. The test was conducted. After that, it is Lieben's second suspension for a failed drug test.
First steroids, yeah.
Right, and this is the second time that the UFC's issued a punishment for him. Like Boone said, he tested positive in 2008 for the banned steroid stanzanol.
Yeah, that's a typical one.
Stanazol. Dana White commented on the drug test failure. He said, I like Chris. I want him to do well, but based on his actions, he's been suspended for 1 year. If he needs professional help, we are going to be there for him. We want to see him succeed, not only in the octagon, but in his personal life. So it's a good thing that UFC is going to be there, and hopefully he goes to rehab and gets himself better.
They're asking a good question in the chat, dude. They say, is Chris Lieben a heel or a babyface? That's a hard question. What would you say?
Dude. He's a heel.
You think? Because people love that guy, man.
I cannot stand it. He's a great fighter, dude. But you know me, dude. We've bet on him before, and I bet every single time for him to lose, and I always lose money, dude. Except for.
But as a character, like not just his fighting style. Like as a character,
yeah,
I could say he's a heel the way he talks and acts. But then when he gets in the cage, the people cheer him like crazy. I think that's just because of the way he fights.
Is Chael Sonnen a heel or a babyface?
I think Chael Sonnen's a babyface personally, but obviously he's a heel.
He's a heel, dude, but I love him.
I love him, though. Like we were talking about John Cena. If he started cutting real heel promos, people like me and you would be like, oh, that's kind of cool. We wouldn't boo him.
Right.
Same thing with Chael Sonnen. He says typical heel shit, but you can't help it. Like the NWO days where they're so cool, you know.
I hear you. Boone's got to take And I've got to go fill my water back up, so we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll come back on the flip side. We're going to talk news and rumors. It's going to get interesting because
phone calls,
Sonny, New Jack, phone calls, cryptic videos, Matt Hardy, John Morrison gone, and Hogan's crazy tweet. What a moron this guy is. We'll come back after.
I don't know anything about that. I want to hear that.
Yeah, man, we'll talk about it. We'll come back after the break. You're listening to WZR Radio with Matt Boone and Ryan Clark. We'll be back right after this.
I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world. Come on.
Here for hour number 2. We're going to be talking news, rumors, and whatever else you guys want to talk about. We'll open up phone calls, but talk, about the subject or ask questions about the subject that we are talking about. Matty Boone, what's up, man?
Hey now.
All right, dude. So we got a lot to talk about. And then not only that, but before we go off the air here tonight, there's going to be some news that we're going to put up on the websites, and I'm going to give that to you guys first here on WZR Radio before it goes up on the website. Some of it will be up on the websites tonight. Others will be there tomorrow. So we'll give you some backstage news and rumors before we get out of here tonight. Just remind me towards the end of the show. So the two big topics that broke yesterday, or was it Monday? Yesterday, I believe. Yeah, yesterday.
All right.
First was, Matt Hardy, the whole situation with him, and New Jack and Sonny. And we need to talk about New Jack and Sonny first. Let me give you.
I don't know anything about this.
Let me run it down for you, Matty B. All right.
Let's sit around the campfire. It's storytelling time by Ryan Clark.
There you go. On Monday, on his Facebook page, New Jack came out and called out former WWE diva, the original WWE diva, Sonny.
Tammy Sitch.
And basically the gist of this is a couple months ago, Tammy had split up with a boyfriend who just so happened to be a New Jersey police officer. And this was back in August. And she became very depressed. And she made some statements on her Twitter, and she was public about it. She was real public about the breakup and you know, said that she was tired of being abused and beaten up and you know, she was just sick and tired of it. And she was booked for a couple different conventions. And, you know, at one of those conventions, she showed up and they got her a hotel room, and she went to her hotel room. And when it was time to go down to the convention, she would not open her door. Door was locked. It would not come out of the room. And she was also spotted down at the bar, just completely shit-faced. And she basically went back to drugs and alcohol as this, you know, really affected her. The split, you know, back in August with the boyfriend.
Cool.
Come on, man. So New Jack came out on Twitter or on Facebook, and here's what he said on Monday. He said, "Have these bitches lost their fucking minds or what? Tammy Stitch from WWE called me this past weekend, asked me would I kill her ex-boyfriend who is a cop in Jersey because he has abused her and beat the shit out of her for the past 5 years. I'm sure y'all are finding this hard to believe, just like the other," referring to Terry Runnels. "Please believe it," he says. "I have a signing and a show in Jersey this weekend, and I will be staying at a hotel in Jersey for 2 days. But believe you this when I say it, I'm not coming to Jersey to try to kill a cop for Tammy or nobody else. What the fuck? Tammy, here's a little word of advice. Do your own goddamn dirty work, you crazy bitch. Please forward this to her. And by the way, the cop's name is John. Crazy fucking bitch," in all caps. Sitch came back and denied this on Facebook and said, "NJ."
Wait, what are you saying? Sitch or Fish?
Sitch.
Yeah, so then S. Okay.
Sytch. Sitch.
Yeah, she used Fitch as a character name once. I didn't know if you were calling her that or Sitch.
So she says, "NJ, New Jack, or New Jersey for that matter. NJ is a wacko.
Or nice jugs. That could be one.
NJ is a wacko. Never asked him to kill my ex." And the way she wrote this, God, it's barely English, bro. I mean, there's typos. I mean, NJ is a wacko, ... Never asked, ASED, him to kill my ex twice, dude. It looks like it was fucking written by somebody on drugs or somebody that's been drinking.
Or just a dumb blonde, or all of the above.
There are people that are worried about Tammy these days for the last couple months, and this split has really, really affected her. And, you know, she was very, very public. People forget that she was very public and even claimed on her Facebook page that this dude beat her, that this dude physically abused her. And, you know, then New Jack comes out with these, you know, this rant on Facebook, and then it comes down to, well, who do you believe? Well, if you read Sonny's Facebook post just a couple months ago, she was all upset that this guy was beating the shit out of her, and then she went back to drugs and alcohol. So as crazy as New Jack is...
Well, even still, why would New Jack just come out of the fucking blue
and say something like that?
Yeah, and Sonny is pretty much confirming it by even acknowledging that there is something there, even if he's lying about it. Like, where would he just come out of the fucking blue with? Yeah.
Sonny's been a mess ever since this happened a couple months ago, like I just said. And
Sonny's been a mess for a decade.
Well, no, she looked good at the Hall of Fame.
Just because she lost weight doesn't mean she's not a mess still. You know.
Well,
she switched from drinking to Coke and then got skinny or something. Like, it doesn't mean she's fucking.
I mean, listen. You know. If you were to ask me what the deal is with this, I mean, New Jack, I believe him, and it sounds crazy because New Jack is a crazy motherfucker, man. But Tammy, over the course of the last couple months, has admitted that this guy beat her, and of course, you know what drugs and alcohol and everything else does to you. You know, she's probably...
And a jealous woman in general, shit. They're fucking crazy.
And a jealous woman who, you know, the boyfriend probably has moved on.
What do they say? Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Right. You know, and you know, she's probably, you know, not moved on yet. It's only been a couple months. And, something probably happened, and she called up New Jack and said, listen, I fucking had enough of this guy. This guy beat me for the last 5 years, and I can't take it, dude. I need him gone. I need him gone. And, New Jack, something probably happened between New Jack and Sonny or something, and New Jack came out and just went on a rant on Facebook.
She probably offered to suck his dick 3 days a week for the next 10 years.
Right,
just go kill this guy for me.
Or probably to cover his own ass. I mean, he says he's going to New Jersey, but it's for a convention and a signing, not to go kill somebody. Where, let's say this guy happens to die. I mean, as crazy as it sounds, let's say this guy happens to die over the weekend. Well, New Jack is in New Jersey, and this is New Jack's way of saying, listen, I'm going to Jersey, but I'm not going to kill this dude for you, Tammy. You know what I'm saying? Listen, both of them are crazy.
New Jack said it'd be more like, you know what I'm saying?
I've dealt with Sonny, and I can tell you guys
You've dealt with New Jack too.
From first-hand knowledge, Sonny is crazy. This woman is nuts. I've talked to her through email. The
funny thing is, they're both fucking crazy.
She's called me every name in the book for a report that I did on the website just within the past 2 years that I put up. And she called me every freaking name in the book. I couldn't believe it. I said, you
read a lot of them emails off. Yeah, you made a whole thing about it on the air.
I mean, she is crazy. And I know that New Jack is just as crazy, probably even crazier. But if you were to ask me, listen, and it's up to you guys to decide, nobody's probably going to know the truth when it's all said and done. But I'll say this, New Jack, I'll go with New Jack on this one, man.
See, I don't know anything about the story, but I listened to you tell it. I heard the quotes from Tammy. I heard the quotes from Jack. New Jack sounds like he's telling the truth. Tammy sounds like she's a girl that just got caught doing some crazy shit, and now she's covering her ass.
She's covering her ass.
That's what it sounds like.
That's what's happening. That's what it sounds like is happening. Anybody want to talk about this? Call us 518-712-3070. Once again, 518-712-3070. What are your thoughts? You think it's New Jack? Is he telling the truth, or is Sonny just full of crap?
Take it to the chat, you too. Everybody type one name, New Jack or Sonny, and then if you're typing that name, that's who you think's telling the truth, New Jack or Sonny.
All right, who's telling the truth? Is it New Jack telling the truth, or is it Sonny telling the truth?
So far, it's split.
Yeah, split.
New Jack.
A lot of New Jacks.
Everybody's got New Jack. There's a couple Sonnies, but everybody's got New Jack.
Yeah.
So our audience isn't as dumb as people might think. We're a bunch of smart people.
All right. And then if you want to talk about that too, guys, or this next story that we're going to talk about, Matt Hardy was back in court.
From crazy to crazier. Let's rock and roll.
From crazy to crazier. Speaking of drugs and alcohol, right?
What's up? Matt Hardy, yeah.
Matt Hardy was in jail. He spent Thanksgiving in jail. He was in court on Tuesday in North Carolina and was released. The judge that he went before opted to reduce his bond from $1 million down to $100,000. He then posted that $100,000 bail and was able to get out. The prosecution objected to the bond being lowered due to the fact that he's got numerous upcoming court dates, and there's a lot going on in Hardy's life. It's not going to be a good holiday season for Matt Hardy.
You're using some big words over there, man. You're stumbling me up over here.
The district attorney said this was done over against the state's objection. So he is now free. The only thing the judge said was, if I'm going to reduce the bail from $1 million to $100,000. Hold on one second. From $1 million down to $100,000, you are going to head back to rehab. So I would guess within the next week or two, we're going to hear about Matt Hardy going back to rehab.
Hardy's going back to rehab. I said no.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up? Yes, you are live now.
Hello, this is Louis Mendoza from Jersey.
Hello, Louis Mendoza. Watch out for New Jack. He's coming to your area. What's up, man? Louis, what's up, man? Talk to me, brother.
Well, the thing is, I'm actually from Jersey.
All right. Dirty Jersey? What's up? What's going on in Jersey?
No, the biggest thing I just want to say about Sonny or, Tammy Stitch or Stitch is the fact is that, I've actually met her at some autograph signings, and I just want to confirm what you're saying. You are correct. She is crazy.
She's pretty crazy, my man, and that, you know, coming from a fan, you would think at conventions and everything else that she'd be a little bit nicer to fans. But listen, drugs and alcohol do crazy things to people. Why? What was the experience you had with her?
Well, actually, what happened was that I met her. I'm 26 right now, but I met her at 21, and she was at the Holiday Inn.
Right.
Was she fat at the time, or was she skinny?
She was a little on the chubby side.
All right.
Kind of like in between. It wasn't, you know, anything too crazy. It wasn't anything like anorexic, but it was a little, you know, on the chubby side.
All right. So what'd she do? What happened to make you feel the way you do about her?
Well, what happened was that, you know, I walked in, and by the time it was my time to get an autograph, you know, the second I walked up to this table, she's like, "Hey, you," like giving me attitude, and I'm just saying, "Hello." I'm here. I'm assuming basically that I'm there to kick it for her and whatnot, and she just basically gave an autograph and seemed so out of it.
Yeah.
And just handed it right back to me.
Just completely random. She just started talking. All right, well, that doesn't make any sense. That's crazy behavior.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen. I've spoken with her directly through email numerous times, and she's gone off the wall, man. I still got some of those emails where, you know, she's called me every name in the book. So, I mean, I don't know who to believe. I would go New Jack, but that's just my personal opinion. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Hi, this is Jim from Wisconsin. About the whole Tammy Lynn Finch and New Jack thing.
Yep.
Okay, if she's been claiming for 5 years that her ex-boyfriend, who was a cop, beat her, wouldn't the cops just check into it to find out if there is a slim chance that he did hit her or whatever?
Well, listen, Tammy would have to. Love is a crazy thing. Listen, Boone. Listen.
What the fuck was that, man?
Listen, man.
Is there any chance that the cops would just look into it on their own?
All right, listen.
Come on, I had to do something. Shit.
Love is a crazy thing. All right, dude. And you know, some women, as crazy as it may sound, I mean, for somebody that's never been abused in a relationship, as crazy as it may sound, from an outsider, from somebody like me, I would say, you know what? If a dude ever hits you or ever, you know, verbally abuses you, physically abuses you,
apologize and he won't do it again.
No, you call the fucking cops.
Oh, yeah, that.
You call the cops and you immediately file a report and you leave the douchebag. You leave him, okay? But women that are in that situation, and listen, I'm not a woman, I've never been in that situation, but a lot of people or a lot of women get in a situation like that and they feel like they cannot leave. And if they do leave, you know, their life is going to be in danger.
Hey, Dr. Phil all of a sudden?
No, I'm answering the guy's question. You know what I mean,
right,
dude? But it's the
What was
fact
his question?
His question was, why haven't the cops looked into this? You know,
No,
these
that's not right. He
allegations?
said, why haven't the cops looked into this on their own? Why wouldn't they just...
All right, it was kind of funny the first time. The second time, not so much.
I don't did it because I wanted to do it while he was talking, but I figured
Not
he'd yell at
so
me.
much.
Everybody in the
second
chat's
time.
even putting petitions up saying that you should let me off my leash with these callers and let me just do it.
Well, you do it on your own. You just did it on
I
your
don't,
own.
man. I really hold back way more than you realize.
Yeah, I know. But these are the people that support the show, and I feel like there's no reason why. I listen. Everybody talks.
I'm not going to do it for no reason, but if they sound stupid, I'm going
to. into this, though. Everybody talks in a different way. Some people have Southern accents. Some people have New York's accents.
Yeah.
Just because they talk and they're not as good as you, Boone, dude. They're not God like Matt Boone himself.
No.
Doesn't mean you got to make fun of them, bro. Come
Yes,
on.
it does. That definitely means I got to make fun of them. I make fun of everyone. I'm an equal opportunity offender. I don't give a shit. I want to make fun of somebody.
I don't. I appreciate the people that actually take the time to call up to this show and ask questions. I don't care.
I appreciate them because they give me material, you know, like Alistar Overstream. I heard he's going to be fighting that Brock Lesnar feller. And Alistar Overstream.
Yeah. Anyways, so listen. I mean, if Tammy never goes to the cops to follow this up, you know, the cops really aren't going to look into this unless some serious allegations are made. And these are pretty serious allegations. So I'm sure if somebody does, if somebody sends this into law enforcement, and people out there probably will or probably already have, they'll look into it. But if Tammy doesn't, agree to press charges against this guy, there's really nothing that the cops can do to him. Tammy's got to be cooperative with the police. So, we'll see what happens. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Yeah, there's a little off topic here, but I want to talk about Matt Hardy.
Yeah, let's talk about it, man.
Yeah, I've been watching that guy since I was like about 13 years old, man. And I really like that guy, especially when he turned heel on Jeff Hardy. You remember that?
Yeah, he's lost it, man. I mean, just a couple years ago, we were talking about Jeff Hardy being a complete mess. Actually, not even a couple years ago, within the last year. And now it's completely reversed. Matt Hardy's the one we're all talking about these days as the Hardy brother that's just in a heap of trouble with drugs, alcohol, court dates.
Yeah, well, the thing that happened with Matt Hardy, I think, was ever since that Leah left.
Ever since what?
I guess he hung up. I don't know.
Must have lost him.
Fuck him.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Unleash the fucking bone, please.
There you go.
How old are you, dude? Oh, he hung up.
Oh, you're allowed to make fun of him because he said, get out of here.
Unleash the Boone, dude. Hey. Caller.
Oh, what are you unleashing the Clark on this guy for? What did he do? He said he likes me.
Yeah, the people that like you, dude. Don't make fun of them.
Yeah, those are good people. You don't make fun of them. Come on.
Get out of here, man. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Yeah, I'm the kid that called in with the New Jack. Funny question. I just wanted to tell Boone, don't make fun of my accent because I was actually because I was in a severe car wreck and I had to relearn to talk.
There you go. That is why, right there. And listen, man, I appreciate you calling back and telling Boone. No, man. No.
I got in a car wreck. Get the fuck out of here. Don't put your bullshit on me. How do I know that? I'm just having fun. You don't fuck. How the hell do I know you got a fucking serious affliction? Get away from me.
I'll tell you what.
No. You don't put that guilt trip on me. I'm not responsible for that shit. Get out of here. I'm supposed to feel bad because he got in a car wreck? Was I the guy that drove him off the fucking road? No. What are you telling me for?
If somebody
I broke my foot a couple years ago. How dare you call in and yell at me?
All right, so you know what, dude? You know what, Boone? I hope one day you get in a car wreck, and I hope you're fucking paralyzed, dude.
Dude, I got in a car wreck, and I got my back broken in 3 spots.
You're in a wheelchair, dude. We're going to sit here and laugh.
Do it up. What do I care? I would expect it.
Look at Boone. No, you wouldn't, dude. You said, damn, bro, this really fucked up my life, man. This really fucked up my life. Guy probably got in a car accident. What? So what, dude? Take his word. If he says he got in a car accident.
I didn't say he was wrong. I just said that's not fair to put that on me. I got to feel guilty because he got into a horrendous car accident? What the fuck does that have to do with me?
You don't have to make fun of him.
I made fun of him.
Yeah, you did, dude, and it's fun.
I felt like making fun of him. I don't know his whole fucking life story when he calls in. I know he's got a goofy ass voice, so I made fun of it.
That's fucked up, man. That's really fucked up. I think you're gonna look back, dude. It is, man. That's fucked up.
It's a little bad, but how do I know that? Is my point.
That's messed up. That's messed up. What you're doing.
So I'm not allowed to make fun of anybody because they might have had something bad happen in their life.
Chat room WZROnline.com/chat. Once again, WZROnline.com/chat. So Hardy released, headed back to rehab here in the next few days. Man, oh man. The cryptic videos. It's not funny, man. The cryptic videos, as much as the chat and everybody else, dude, you got to show some sympathy at times. And that's not cool what you just did.
What I just did.
Cryptic videos. Monday Night Raw. One of them is obviously for Kane coming back to WWE. The mask burning. Looks like he's going to be back around Royal Rumble time. And I guess he's coming back with the mask.
Who are we talking about right now?
Kane.
Yeah,
it's.
Is he going to be wearing the mask when he comes back?
It looks like it, dude. It looks like
it makes no sense.
A resurrection type video, dude, where everything is past is burning. The mask is burning at the end of the video. And he's going to be resurrected. We're going to see the old Kane come back to WWE, the masked Kane come back to WWE, probably at the Royal Rumble. as an entrant there.
What are they going to do? Build up to the big moment where he loses his mask? Like, we already know what he looks like now. Why put the mask back on him?
Yeah, but how much longer does Kane have left in WWE? I think he goes out.
I don't know. How old is he anyway?
He's got to be up there, bro. He's been there.
He's in his 40s, right?
Yeah, he's been there for an awful long time, man.
Yeah,
Got to be getting close to 40, if not in his 40s. I'm not sure how old he is. 43? Somebody said in the chat room? 44?
Mid-40s, yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah, so I think this will be his final,
This is his big hurrah.
Yeah, final send-off, final hurrah, where he comes back with the mask gimmick. So, and the other one, they're trying to reach a deal with Chris Jericho for January 2nd, 2012. The idea is
Didn't Jericho just say recently he would never go back to WWE?
He said he would never wrestle again for WWE, and WWE is not really a wrestling company. They're an entertainment company. The problem with Jericho right now, talks fell through a couple months ago. Jericho is pissed off at WWE as he was excluded from the new WWE 2012 video game. And obviously, for a guy like him, a major name in that video game, it's probably a loss of, a six-figure check, royalty check from the game. Not only that, but years and years, that game is going to be out. He would get the royalty check for being in the game, and then even for years after that, for future sales, even though you're going to have WWE 2013, 2014, WWE 2012 is still going to be out there. In how like video game companies, they sell old games and things like that. There's always going to be a source of income coming from WWE 2012.
Like Artie Lang on the Howard Stern show, he talks about he was in that movie Elf with Will Ferrell. He played Santa Claus.
Right.
And he says he gets a huge check around Christmas time every year because they play that movie on TV during the holidays. So he gets royalty checks for years and years, and it'll never stop coming in, just that one appearance.
Oh, yeah.
So in the video game, they come out with like a compilation game or a fucking, it's like a series of WWE 12, WWE 13. Right. It would be royalty checks for a long fucking time. It's a lot of money. Yeah. I wonder why they didn't put him in. Why would they not put him in?
And
was it on purpose?
No, that's what he's pissed off about. And that's why talks broke down a month or two ago when they were talking about a possible return around WrestleMania time. He got ticked off that he was going to miss out. I mean, six figures, bro. That's $100,000, $200,000 that he's not.
They got Brock Lesnar in the game, but they didn't put Jericho in the game. That's
crazy, isn't it, man? It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. Batista's in there. Brock Lesnar's. I think
Batista's in there.
Yeah, man.
And Jericho's not. Wow, that is a slap in the face. Then
it's a big slap in the face. But on the other hand, there's no way that Chris Jericho would miss.
Could he make fun of WWE, or would he have to be nice?
There's no way that Chris Jericho would miss out on a big WrestleMania payday. As well in WrestleMania.
He'll be back at some point.
You would think so. So if they can reach a deal out with Chris Jericho in the next couple of weeks here, we're probably going to see a Chris Jericho return on January 2nd, 2012. If not, the backup plan would be for The Undertaker, who was not scheduled to return until just before or at WrestleMania. So it would be an early return for Taker. And the idea with Taker is, Taker's only got a select few matches left, and they're going to probably take place at WrestleMania. Not to say that he couldn't go out there and work another match here and there.
Isn't this year where he goes 20-0, or did he already do that?
This is 20-0, right? I think so.
Yeah, this could be the last one then, right?
It could be.
Finish it up at 20.
So the backup plan would be to bring back The Undertaker on January 2nd, 2012. So they're kind of in a pattern where if a deal is worked out with Chris Jericho, you're going to start seeing more hints for Jericho in those videos. If not, you're going to start seeing more hints for The Undertaker in that video. So we'll see what happens here in the next couple of weeks, but it'll be for Chris Jericho or The Undertaker, one of the two. And the other one,
I hope when they bring him back that they don't toilet him like they did with Mick Foley, because I didn't see SmackDown, but it sounds like he was playing a goofy fucking weirdo the whole time. On Raw, they had him do This Is Your Life, John Cena. He's been used horribly since they brought him back.
Terrible, isn't it, man?
He could be a big deal, I don't know why they wouldn't want him. Whatever.
Do Foley versus Taker.
It sounds like it's just them fucking shitting on him because he went to TNA. Like, you got to go through the ringer.
Yeah, you got to start from the bottom and build your way up again,
Yeah.
Yeah. And plus, Triple H has never been a big fan of Foley,
No, he gives Foley. Foley's the guy that really made Triple H a star, bro. It was their program that made Triple H a single star.
Triple H has always buried Mick Foley, man. We just put the article up on the website last week. It was, bro. That's always been an issue in WWE with Mick Foley and Triple H. Triple H.
I know. Back in the day, he used to put him over and give him credit as the guy that got him over as a single star. It was all them hardcore matches that they would do that really made Triple H, get over as a singles guy.
Yeah, but look at Foley right now, dude. Still going out there wrestling matches, dude. It's not the same Foley from what?
No, not by a long shot.
You know what I mean? What else? John Morrison is gone from WWE. We talked about that. Actually, let's take a phone call. See what we got here. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up? You hear
Hello,
me?
yes, sir.
Hey.
Yes, I just wanted to know. I noticed that the main topic that you guys are bringing up, you're bringing up guys like Foley, Kane, Chris Jericho, guys that have already been around. I just got a question for you. Do you think, about two questions. Do you think that, they're kind of considered dead weight? I remember Paul Heyman throwing that word out a lot, that, there's a lot of dead weight. And when you actually tune into TV, you're not saying to yourself, where are these guys going to be in approximately, 5 to 10 years? You've already seen them. Do you think that not only are they dead weight, such as Foley, Kane, and Chris Jericho, but do you also think that these guys are really going to boost up ratings, and does it show, desperateness on Vince McMahon's part?
You know what? That's a good question. It's... what do you think, Boone? I mean...
I don't know, but the chat room just went fucking apeshit asking me to go off on that guy, and I got to tell the chat something. I don't do it for no reason. The guy was asking a legitimate question. He had a normal voice. There was nothing wrong with that call. I'm not gonna just shit on everybody.
I was watching the chat. I was watching the chat room too, and it's.
You're probably worried I was gonna do something, weren't you?
It's turning into a case of every single caller they're gonna want.
Yeah, there was no reason to get that guy. There was nothing wrong with that call.
I mean, listen.
But as to his question, I don't think Jericho's dead weight. Kane's dead. I mean, why? Because they've been around for a while. They're still seen as top guys. They still perform at the level of top guys. As far as microphone, Chris Jericho could always go. In the ring, he's still a good worker. Last time we seen him, at least, he was still one of the best. Kane, for being a big man, especially at his age, he still works his ass off. Well, why are they dead weight? I don't understand what he means by that.
Well, I think, listen, you've got to build up new talents now, right? I mean, people like Foley and Triple H and Jericho and guys like that, they're not going to be around forever. But my feeling is, if you're going to have Foley there, and Foley can still go out there and work a match, all right? Put him in a feud with, I don't know, somebody like Dolph Ziggler, where you've got...
Or Zack Ryder.
Right, you've got a guy with veteran talent there who, the older fan base knows about, and you can rub some of that off on a younger guy, the future of WWE. Have the older guys work with younger guys and try to put over the younger guys more. Not necessarily dead weight.
It's a very basic concept, but WWE does not do much of it.
Well, and not, I mean, we're seeing all these older names on television as of late, dude. And listen, you've got younger guys.
For example, WrestleMania, who do you think's going over, Rock or Cena?
Cena.
You think Cena's going over?
Well, listen, Rock.
Are you out of your mind?
Listen, Rock will probably go over because it's WrestleMania and it's Miami and everything else, dude. But the guy who should go over is John Cena. Why the
Exactly, that's the point I'm making. Just like you said, now that Rock's an old guy and Cena's a new guy, because neither one of them are old or new, but Cena's the guy staying with the company, Rock. So obviously the logical thing to do is to put Cena over because he's still going to be there.
But
Rock
you know what?
isn't.
They want the pop. They want the big pop in Miami. Rock hits the rock bottom. The people below, they get that big pop. But you need to think about the future, like you're talking about.
It's not going to hurt their company, but I'm just saying as an example, like why put the guy over that's leaving right after that match? It's his only match, and then put him over, and then he's going back to Hollywood. Like that doesn't it doesn't hurt you, I guess, because it's Rock and Cena. And you can't hurt Cena. Right. And, not like Rock needs to win, so I don't know why he wouldn't volunteer to put the guy over, but whatever.
And The Rock, like you said earlier, dude, The Rock's not going to be there after WrestleMania. John Cena is. So who's the guy that should go over? Of course it's Cena. But it probably won't be because it's Miami, it's The Rock, and they want the big pop. It's WrestleMania. You know what I mean?
The Rock. It's The Rock. The Rock's not going to come back to lose. What's the point?
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's going on? Turn those speakers down, brother. Oh, hung up. Got
Speak.
nervous. See, no, they get nervous, dude. Now you got them calling up, dude. They get
I
nervous.
didn't do anything. What do you mean I did?
Well, shit, man.
I
If
got him.
say a couple words. Holy fuck, man. This guy's gonna go off on me.
Well, they can't think that. They wouldn't call in the first place. I didn't do shit. Don't put that on me.
Yeah, I'm putting everything on you. These poor phone.
Get it off me.
I'm noticing too, dude. See, we don't have any phone calls right now. You notice that week after week we get.
Oh Christ! I'm gonna get blamed for this now. This is bullshit.
We get less and less phone calls on a weekly
No.
basis, dude. It's because of you, motherfucker.
No, I ain't
It is,
taking
dude.
that. I ain't taking a heat
I
for
do
that.
have one phone call. Hello, Jackie.
Hey now,
Hey guys, what's up?
What's up?
you tell us.
Nothing much. My friend Nick wanted to know when Rey Mysterio's coming back.
Well, Nick, Rey Mysterio's coming. When is Nick coming? When is Rey Mysterio coming?
That's a
When's
good
Nick?
question, man. It's gonna be after WrestleMania. He had that surgery, man. What the fuck is up with my dog? Hey, this is crazy.
What is he
He's just
doing?
nonstop barking. You don't hear him?
No.
Good God, man. It's
You
just
mean unleash the
nonstop.
boon on him, or
You should unleash the boon on the dog tonight, brother.
don't hold the phone up to his ear, the microphone.
I'm about to take the fucking headset off and go out there and smack the shit out of him here in a second, dude. But,
Do it up, brother.
uh,
Put a collar on. Let me rip into him. You go deal with your dog.
I'll let you chat with Jackie. Here you go, brother. Have fun.
All right, Jackie, what's on your mind this week, honey?
Well, I heard about Sonny and New Jack, and I think Sonny is telling the truth that she did not ask New Jack to kill her boyfriend, and I think New Jack is a little crazy. And then didn't he go out with Marlena?
Yeah. But why would you think New Jack would just make that up out of the fucking blue? Like, why would he say it?
I have no clue because I watched some of New Jack's matches with Mustafa, and he seems like a pretty nice guy, but come on, don't be spreading rumors about Sonny because she could slap his ass with a Dan Flanders.
Oh, come on. Are you defending Sonny?
She just said she thinks New Jack's lying. She thinks New Jack's lying, and Sonny's right.
Man, I gotta disagree with you, Jackie. I think New Jack is telling the truth. Sonny is not in good shape these days. I don't know if you read the article on the websites or not, but Sonny is,
Fat.
you know, no, she's back to doing things that aren't good for your health.
Crack.
Alcohol and, you know, things like that. And I don't know. I'm gonna have to... I mean, both of them are crazy.
She's a psycho.
She's a psycho.
Well, New Jack has done some crazy stuff in his wrestling career, along with Mustafa.
Yes.
Any news on TLC? Is Triple H going to face Nash or what?
I think they might hold that off until the Royal Rumble.
Really?
When is Triple H going to come back? Because everybody's asking me, when is Triple H coming back? And I'm like, soon. My friend Sam's asking me. Everybody wants to know he's coming back.
Did Nick ask you about Triple H too, or did Nick only want to know about Ray?
He only wanted to know about Rey Mysterio.
Oh, that's that Nick, that crazy Nicholas.
Do you have? Let me ask you something, Jackie. Do you have like Raw parties at your house on a week? Like, does everybody come and gather around TV and watch Raw?
No.
No.
My friends don't really come over. Some of my friends live like over in East Point, and I live all the way out in Chesterfield. So the only time I get to see my friends is when I'm in school. But I'm thinking about doing a WrestleMania party.
There you go. Yeah, no doubt. Everybody does WrestleMania parties. No doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you have a good week, and we'll talk to you next week.
Okay, guys. Bye.
All right. Goodbye.
I love how you talk to her. You talk to her like she's a little kid. Next, you gotta. What do you want for Christmas, little girl? Yeah, you're one step away from that. I swear to God.
Next week we'll do it. What do you want for Christmas? Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Hey guys, it's Wake.
What's up, man?
My question
Well,
is...
from the Wake from the chat.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, brother? What's on your mind?
Not much. I think Dolph Ziggler has potential to put on one of the best matches on the card at WrestleMania. Who do you think?
Are you Canadian?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could tell. Keep going.
Who do you think would be a suitable opponent for him at WrestleMania?
Dolph Ziggler? I don't know. Is he still U.S. champion?
Yes.
So he's got the strap. Is he Raw or SmackDown?
He's
Raw. Shit, man. I don't know. Who do you like?
God, an opponent for Dolph Ziggler? I mean, listen, we're so far away from WrestleMania. Not that.
I would say Zack Ryder, but then Ryder's got to go over.
Yeah, listen, I think Dolph Ziggler could be the next main eventer in WWE. I mean, listen, we could see we could see Dolph Ziggler this week on TV, and the following week we could see him work in Superstars or a dark match.
I know.
You never know.
Is he still aligned with Jack Swagger, or did they break that up?
No, they've got the Vicky Guerrero stable with.
So there you go. Do Ziggler Swagger blow off at WrestleMania and have Ziggler go over clean.
Yeah, you could do that. That'd be a good match too with Swagger and Ziggler on paper. That looks decent.
Yeah.
You know, I
got
mean,
a built-in story.
Listen, if he's a main eventer, I think they're going to do Steve Austin and CM Punk at WrestleMania, to be honest with you.
Not this year.
I don't know if it'll be this year. It better be at WrestleMania.
I heard pretty much point blank it wouldn't be, because they said, why bring Austin back to work a match if it's not going to be the most important thing, because you got Rock Cena. You don't do both on the same show. Do one year, one the other year.
Right, or you could hype it up with, you know, Steve Austin and The Rock both in matches at WrestleMania. You know they go all out for WrestleMania. So
yes, that's true.
You know, and Steve Austin came out today. I mean, people were talking.
Oh, look at that. They even said in the chat, WrestleMania 29 is in Texas, so they could do the same thing next year. Austin's return in his hometown.
There you go. Do that. Do that then. Hold it off.
That makes much more sense, yeah.
You know, and Austin, not only that, he came out today and said in an interview that he would be more than willing to do one more match, or his body would hold up for one more match.
See, I heard he wanted to work Brock Lesnar, though. I heard he liked to see him.
In interviews that he's done in the past couple of weeks, it's either Brock Lesnar or CM Punk.
And by next year's WrestleMania, if Brock loses his next fight, tries again, he seems like a guy that if he loses one or two more fights and really gets beat up, like he's just gonna say, "Fuck this shit. I could make enough money doing WWE and not have to fucking get punched in the face every."
Right. Well, he's got a weak chin anyway.
And he doesn't like getting hit. You can tell he hates getting hit.
When Brock first came to UFC, I was huge, bro. I said, oh, this is going to be a big deal for UFC. And then you check him out these days. He's got a weak chin. Like you said, dude, he hates being hit when he gets hit.
Yeah, and he cowers away from punches like a girl. It's pathetic.
Yeah,
I think it's because he's been the bully his whole life, and now when somebody's actually kicking his ass, he's like, I'm not used to this.
Yeah. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Yeah, man, I just tuned in, so I don't know if you already covered this, but where do you think they're going with this? The Cena and the heel or face? I mean, Piper's Pit just, like, I don't know. Like, in a way, I think they should make him a deal, but really, who do they have that's going to take his place, to really sell the merchandise? I mean, they have CM Punk now. You know, he's coming up, but really, I mean, Cena's still kind of the face.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know what I mean? We talked about this earlier, Boone. You know, whether
Punk's clearly a baby face, that's for starters. I mean, there's no debating that, is there?
Well, Punk's a big baby face, no doubt.
Yeah, I thought he was asking, is Punk a face? Like, clearly he's playing a baby face, but I mean, still, if you ask me, they've ruined the Punk rise. I mean, they could still get it going again if they really wanted to, but they don't seem to be.
I mean, listen, he's WWE champion. Listen.
Yeah, but he's doing goofy shit now. Like, instead of cutting cool promos, he's like doing comedy crap. And
no, the stuff he did on Raw, the backstage segments with John Laurinaitis were really good. Listen, Punk really hasn't changed. I thought just a couple months ago, dude, when they had the whole CM Punk Triple H thing, and then 1 week they're at each other's throats, and the next week they're shaking hands and hugging in the middle of the ring, and I'm thinking, oh man, they've completely blown, and they did blow that storyline, dude. But they've now, I mean, it's not like CM Punk was in the main event with Triple H, and now he's back to, just that regular mid-card jobber. He's still in the WWE title picture. Oh, he's WWE champion right now.
I think really a big part of the problem is he's working Del Rio, and there's not a whole lot you can say or do.
With Del
Rio.
Rio.
With Triple H, I mean, you could get people going, whoa, I can't believe he just said that. There's really nothing you can say to Del Rio where people are like, oh, shit.
Yeah, right. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's going on?
Yeah, I just wanted to actually also bring up the point with John Cena and the fact that some people, and myself included, have mentioned that. Do you think that for long-term growth, that turning John Cena heel will also help perpetuate all the other baby faces? Because, yes, currently right now, I in my personal opinion, John Cena is actually, Vince McMahon's, ideal man. He does all the media appearances. He goes to, he just works.
He is. No, he is. And whether you like John